Welcome to GIELTSHelp.com's world-leading IELTS test preparation videos. You will now see a beautiful Band 8 by Milana on the IELTS speaking section interview, followed by an explanation and what she could do to get that extra band score for that perfect Band 9. Now watch and learn. Welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. The test has 3 parts. I will give you instructions for each, and I'm recording this for clerical purposes. This is candidate number 97123851. This is examiner number 97358. We are currently conducting the exam in Moscow. The time is 13 o'clock, and now we shall begin. May I see your identification?
Yes, just a moment. Okay, here it is. Please take a look at my credentials.
And what is your full name?
My whole name is Milana Zakharova. Please just call me by my first name, Milana.
Okay, Milana. For part 1, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better and some questions on a general topic. Do you work or study?
I'm currently both working and learning. I have been employed as a personal trainer and I'm completing my master's studies in journalism. I have been at both of these for the past 2 years.
What will you do after this exam?
Once I finish my test today, I will go home and take a rest as I have a tons of work and study ahead of me this week. I have some new clients and more exams, so I have to stay on top of it.
Let's talk about books. How often do you read a book?
I'm constantly burning in literature. I would say I average 2 or 3 hours of reading books each day, not only for studies, but also for entertainment. I love romance and mystery books. Right now I'm reading Master and Margarita.
When is the last time that you read a book?
Just this morning, I was doing a bit light reading in English, a book called The Inferno by Dan Brown. It was good to get my brain going in English and get me prepped for this test.
What is your favorite book and why?
This is a tough one. But if I must choose, I would say that my all-time favorite is The Alchemist, written by Paulo Coelho, which is an amazing adventure novel that tells the story about young shepherd's journey to discover treasures in pyramids. It is very well written and quite inspiring.
Where is a good place to buy books and why?
I think online is the best place to purchase a book just because it's cheaper and more convenient. I usually read electronic versions of books so I can get them right away. In fact, I purchased a Master Margarita this way from Amazon.
Has the way you read books changed in the last 10 years?
Yes, it has. I used to read paper books like a decade ago, but now, as I said, I read e-books mostly. I haven't actually read the hard copy books like 5 years.
If you could write a book, what would it be about?
Given a chance, it would be mystery romance novel, as they are my favorite genres. I perhaps write a book about the woman who searching for love of her life, who has gone missing in some expedition. As you can tell, I have given it a bit of thought.
That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For part 2, I will show you some questions on this piece of paper. Please do not touch the paper. You will have 1 minute to read the questions. Think about your answers. In that 1 minute, you can take notes if you wish. You have note paper there and you have your pen. And then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. Talk about a time you surprised another person. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Before part 2 and 3 of the speaking interview and the lesson portion that follows, here's a wonderful opportunity for you to quickly improve your English and your IELTS band score. Get over 60 speaking interview examples in our premium IELTS package with a 20% discount when you use the code BEAUTY9. Also in the video description with this link. Now, let's continue with the interview. Milana, your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
I really surprised my best friend Anna last year with a blind date. Anna is a really kind person with long dark hair, blue eyes, and charming smile. She and I have been friends since childhood, even since meeting in elementary school. We have experienced much together growing up, and she's like a sister to me. Anna always has very caring and empathetic with me. Anytime when I feel down, she always finds a way to cheer me up. So I decided to do something exciting for her because she has been feeling a little bit lonely and down after having broken up with her boyfriend a couple of months back. I asked her to come over for some food and just to hang out, but this time I have set up a couple of dates for us. Two really nice guys, one of whom I have known for a while from university, and one of his friends. Of course, Anna had no idea what was waiting for her, and I told guys to come in a bit later. I let them know that Anna had no idea. So she came over and we had some small talk, and then suddenly there was a knock at the door. I let in our dates, and at first Anna was totally shocked and didn't know what to say. As the evening progressed, she really loosened up and started having a really good time. It was nice to see how her and her date had a really good chemistry. So we went out for some drinks and we played darts and had a really good time. I think it went off well because they're still together today, and who knows, maybe one day they may get even more serious.
I will stop you there. Your time is up. Please put the note paper and your pencil to the side. Turn it over. I'm going to take away the questions. And now we will continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you a question related to your response and then some questions connected to this topic. If you could go back in time, would you do anything differently?
No, I don't think so. Because night is really turned out great and all 4 of us had a really good time. So I wouldn't change a thing.
Let's talk about surprises. Why do people get surprised?
I think people usually get surprised when an unexpected event happens to them because they do not know the best course of action in an immediate moment, or there is some unexpected result, like getting big bonus paycheck.
Is it always good to surprise people?
No, certainly not. I think there's a lot of situations when people get surprised and it is very negative for the psyche. Like when people want to surprise a baby thinking that it will be funny, but the infant just ends up scared and screaming.
What are some common situations in life where people plan to surprise others?
Most frequently, people plan to surprise others for special events like birthdays or anniversaries. One classic scenario is when men propose and ask his partner for marriage. I think blind date surprise that I had in the store for my friend is a little bit less common.
What are some situations where people get surprised and it's not planned?
Oh, there are numerous cases when people are taken aback and it's unexpected, like both positively and negatively. Like finding out that woman is pregnant, or on the opposite side, some car accident or illness.
Have people's attitude toward being surprised changed over the past few decades?
Oh, it's tricky to say, but I would argue that it has become different for the past 10-20 years just because of amount of surprising information that reaching people through the media. The news these days is full of surprises, like changing pandemics, or even social media is full of surprising and fun videos. So I think it has become harder to truly surprise the people.
Has this been a good or a bad change?
I'm not sure. On the one hand, it has made people more resilient to negative surprises. And on another hand, it has also made people numb to having a good laugh.
Are there any cultural differences for people to be surprised by certain situations, or is it the same everywhere?
There is absolutely variations among cultures in the way people get surprised, because being shocked and unprepared is strongly bound to experience. It is the reason that jokes don't tend to translate well between languages. A joke can be funny or surprising in one language and culture, but even offensive or disappointing in another. It is the reason I never translate jokes from Russian to English.
Do people get surprised differently at different ages?
Yeah, for sure. Same like with cultural context, being surprised by age is also bound to experience. Generally speaking, it is much easier to surprise young adults as they have less experience in life and it's easier to find shocking novelty. A clear example is playing peekaboo with a baby. An adult would just think that the person lost their mind. However, setting up a blind date, as I discovered, can be just the right surprise for the young adult.
That is the end of part 3. That concludes the speaking portion of the exam. You will have your mark in 2 days online, and you will have the speaking section marked with the other sections on your certificate in the mail in about 10 days. Goodbye.
Bye.
So why does Milana earn this beautiful Band 8 score for her performance, proving that she's a very good user of the English language? According to the official IELTS marking criteria, her fluency would be considered a Band 9. However, her coherence is closer to a Band 8. Her lexical resource, meaning vocabulary, is a clear Band 9. Her grammatical range and accuracy is a Band 8, and her pronunciation is a Band 8 also. These marks are not completely independent. Let me explain this to you further. Although Milana's fluency is easily a Band 9, as she takes no hesitations or pauses to think about English vocabulary or grammar, she hardly even takes a moment to come up with clever and fluent answers. However, Milana does make numerous grammatical mistakes where it is slightly awkward to natural sounding English, with mistakes in plurals, prepositions, and verb use. She doesn't make many of these mistakes, and they do not change what she is saying. However, this does decrease her overall score. As well, Milana uses fantastic vocabulary. She paraphrases elements of the questions, uses natural, idiomatic language, as well as upper-level vocabulary. However, the pronunciation of some words are slightly difficult to understand, and again, this impacts her coherence score negatively. Let me tell you what she could do in order to make up for that extra band score and get that perfect 9. Milana can take a couple of steps in her studies so that she can get a Band 9 score if she were to sit the IELTS exam again. She needs to fix those slight grammatical mistakes in order to speak nearly perfect English. Now, you do not have to speak perfect English for a Band 9, but it should sound natural. My first tip is to record your speaking. When you catch yourself making mistakes with plurals, prepositions, verb tense, immediately stop yourself. Go back and correct. Re-record with accurate English. In order to improve pronunciation, such as in Milana's case, it's important to focus on phonetics and articulation, meaning practicing the pronunciation of unique English sounds like th, r, and l, as well as s, ch. These sounds can be mastered by focusing on the movement of the mouth, the tongue, and other elements. This is how we articulate sounds. Articulating sounds means the forming of sounds by the use of our breath and our mouth and tongue and teeth and lips to make it sound natural. Whether you speak American English, British English, or if you speak with another accent, doesn't matter for a Band 9 score. All that matters is that the words are pronounced clearly enough that the examiner is not confused about what you are saying. There are lots of different exercises for phonetics and articulation. A great place to start is by searching online. Make sure to dedicate some time to your pronunciation so that you sound clear to your examiner the next time you sit the IELTS exam. Good luck on your next test. To get all of our lesson videos with over 60 speaking interview examples, visit and join our premium package at gieltshelp.com. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. Begin learning for success today. Subscribe to our channel. Click over here. Watch another video? Click right up here. And join our premium package. Click on our hero to practice your speaking, get videos, exams, and an interactive course.